You know those things in school when you'd turn them and they'd go, oh, oh,
No.
oh.
What
Chat,
they're called.
tell us, do your best groan tube impression in the comments.
But in text form.
Hello, I'm Alex.
I'm James.
And I'm Dan.
We're the Ragamuffins, and this is episode 59 of the Ragamuffin Music Podcast. It's a place for us to talk about the music that we love.
Yes, it is.
Should we do that again?
On this episode, we're reviewing brand new music from Dying Wish, President, and more.
And we'll be taking a look at the Slam Dunk lineup announcement.
But first, let's get into the latest releases.
Right, first up, we got brand new song from Dayseeker, which is Bloodlust. Dan, what do you think?
I think this is a great way to kind of shut up some naysayers a bit. I think there's more people that
Some
love
daysayers, if you will.
Very good. I like that. There's a lot more people that loved their previous album than hated it, but I think a lot of people criticised it for not being as heavy as the album before it. But this kind of proves that they've still got that. They can still go heavy. Still got breakdowns. He's still got an incredible vocal range. And you know what? Even with like some of the vocal effects and stuff, like it adds to it. I think it's used tastefully and always has been in Dayseeker's catalogue. So I think this is brilliant and like shows great diversity compared to the previous single as well.
Well, in the sort of hullabaloo of festival season, I've kind of missed all of the other singles just because so much has been going on. So this is the first that I knew that there was even a new album coming.
Very soon.
So
that's another one that's coming out soon.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I'm super excited. I mean, I hadn't listened to Dayseeker before the previous album. Like, that was my introduction to them. So for me, I didn't really have like a barometer for like how heavy they were before. So if anything, this is probably a bit of a shock to me because I've grown used to that album and I've listened to it so much that I'm kind of used to them being at kind of a certain level, and this has gone like quite a bit beyond that, which is a really good thing. So I think the song's really great. I think like, I don't know, I feel like it's hard in the sort of metalcore's very oversaturated at the moment, particularly within the like kind of high production and like multi-layered metalcore that's going on. And I feel like Dayseeker do a really good job on this song, as with the album that came before it, of like just finding their own lane, basically. So, I mean, there's bits in it, like if you like Spirit Box and Holding Absence equally, then this is the middle of that Venn diagram, basically.
That's a good way of putting it.
Banger.
Yeah, like this to me kind of feels like my first proper exposure. Similar to you, I've not really delved into them, and I think missed a load of the singles that have been coming out because of festival season. We've been very busy and stuff. So for me, it feels like, okay, here's my introduction to Dayseeker, and I always kind of thought they were more maybe on the like Holding Absence kind of realm, and I get there are parts to that. So it was a really kind of pleasant surprise to actually listen to this and be like, oh, this is not what I thought it was. I thought like the riff sounded really nice. The guitar tones were great. Like you said, the vocal range I think was really out on display, and it was an easy one to go back and listen to again and again. So it's kind of put me on that strong introductory path to Dayseeker. And now I'm really, really intrigued to have a proper delve into them a bit more, especially with the new album coming out, which I'm sure we'll end up reviewing. I'm very, very intrigued. So let me know down below any particular Dayseeker songs to recommend to kind of give me a good spectrum of their music. But I'm going to keep this on my radar right now.
Just
like
the first 4 songs of the previous album. Just listen to them.
Just listen to those.
Basically. That was one of my favourite albums of the year, whatever year that came out. I've lost track of time. But and we were talking before we started recording about this year's album of the year contender sort of field. So
could be a late entry.
This could be a very late entry for me, I think. We got a new song from King 810 called Black Doves. Interesting. This is a very, very different side to King 810. I mean, I've heard them do sort of ballads and softer stuff across all of their albums, but this is the first time where they've really done
More experimental.
really something that's proper outside the box for them. I think it's almost verging on like a 2000s. It's like if Oasis were more miserable than they are, if that's possible.
Yeah.
It's a very, very strange. It's like new metal Britpop.
Yeah, no, you're spot on.
Do you know what I mean?
It's like shoegazy Oasis,
Yeah.
I'd say.
If it was maybe another band, I'd probably enjoy this more. But I'm so kind of surprised that it's King 810 that I kind of can't really get over that in my head at this moment. Maybe as I spend more time with it, I'll probably get a bit more accustomed to it. I will say credit to them. They're doing something this year creatively, which is really interesting that I haven't really known a band to do before, where they're basically recording like three albums across the year, all in like live sessions.
I think they're all going to be called Rust Belt New Metal, because
Yeah,
I think
like
the
1, 2, and
second
3.
one comes out in the next couple of months.
And I saw an interview with one of the members where they said that it was basically like one of them was in charge of Rust Belt 1, one of them's in charge of Rust Belt 2, and then I think the third one might be a bit more collaborative. I'm not. I might be kind of crudely misquoting a little bit there, but I think their whole emphasis on this was to show every influence that they have beyond just the typical King 810 sound that you might expect. So, I mean, we talk all the time about bands like breaking out of the mold that they can put themselves in. So if there's ever a time to really sort of, as a fan, completely like open yourself up to something, it's this year for King 810, basically. And if it doesn't land with you, it doesn't land with you. They've still got bangers in their back catalogue. First 2 albums, I think, are flawless as far as modern. I don't really want to say new metal, but I don't know.
Heavy music.
It's kind of like a modern retake on like 90s heavy metal, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
So, and
with like the raw sound,
with the
like
rawness of it,
delivery and
yeah.
stuff.
I think that's where maybe some of the new metal comparisons come in, just because it was memoirs, particularly was a really, really raw sounding album.
Yeah, aggressive as fuck.
Credit to them for pushing the boat out. I think this probably is a slow burner though.
I'm unfortunately one of the people that it hasn't landed with. Again, I'll always respect I criticise bands for being too predictable and stuff, so I've always got to commend bands like King 810 here for trying something outside the box, like you said, and experimenting, showcasing their influences and stuff. I don't think it's bad at all. But and again, maybe it's a grower. I just feel like the vocals just don't quite work.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the pacing and like the tempo of it and the cadence that he's like delivering the vocals at, or the key or something, but something's just not quite gelling for me.
Yeah, I wonder if it maybe would have been better if it wasn't just a one take live thing.
Maybe
if it had been the time to like kind of refine it. But then again, that goes against the point of the project.
I do think the live one take setting complements the drums very well, though. I think the drums sound great on this, production wise. But yeah, lots of pieces that might be great individually, just not quite fitting together for me.
Yeah, I agree with that. It doesn't really just seem like it works. It just feels like a bit disjointed. And like you say, like we've heard King experiment out of like what you call, I guess, usual sound with like State of Nature, Devil Don't Cry, and stuff like that. So like we've seen them diversify, but then this, like you say, is still something very different that we've not really seen them do before. For me, it just didn't really land. Like the first Rust Belt new metal that came out earlier this year, I really, really enjoyed that. And it felt like a bit more of a comeback kind of thing. Like I didn't really fully enjoy like Suicide King, and there was another one, I think, AK-47 Concerto. There were like select songs on those that I really enjoyed, but they didn't land as strongly. And I guess with first Rust Belt new metal, I really enjoyed that. We'll see how number 2 comes as a collective, but currently this is a kind of a strong part for me in looking forward to it as much as I would like, sadly. Dan, what you got there?
This is the new EP from the debut EP from President. It's called King of Terrors. Unfortunately, this is mine. It's sold out at truckmusic.store, so you can't have this one.
But you can still order it?
No, it's all out of stock.
It's all out of stock?
It's all out of stock. It's all gone.
Damn.
All gone.
Too slow.
That's how popular it's been, seemingly. We've been listening to it. What do we think? A lot of people have been excited about this one.
Yes.
Were you one of those people?
Of course I was. Let's start right off the bat. Number one, have a bit more fun, guys. Come on, people online are just. It's the guy from Busted making a metalcore EP.
That's the exact point I was going to make.
Just that's that in and of itself is enough. It's the guy from Busted making a metalcore EP, and he said in an interview, like, sure, he's got industry connections and he is a very well-known name, but he said he was like, I recorded this all on my own without a label back and I just did it, and I think that's commendable because people have been sort of loosely and wrongly throwing around industry plant as a term. Not a plant. He's literally been in the industry for 25 plus years.
Mm-hmm.
He's been in like one of the most sexual.
Whoa! One of those sexual bands.
It's the eyebrows, man.
Yeah.
He's been in one of the most successful British bands, like, of the 21st century.
Yep. Yep.
So you just can't go around saying industry plant.
No, not valid. Not valid.
Like people are saying, oh, they've come out of nowhere and suddenly they're on the download bill. It's like, yeah, it's someone that's been working really hard for like a quarter of a decade in the music scene, very successfully.
And also, it's merited by the fact that tent was fucking rammed.
Mm-hmm.
They've just surpassed, as of this week, 1 million monthly listeners. The UK tour that is coming up soon is sold out.
Sold out. And Europe. Also, on that note, quickly, not just one like successful UK band, been in two, because Fight Star as well. So sure. I think it's really perfectly valid.
Yeah, it's not like he's just dipping his toes into this sort of genre for a laugh. Do you know what I mean?
He's been involved in heavy music
got
before.
The roots there. As far as the CP goes, it's enjoyable. I enjoy listening to it. I like the songs. I think there was kind of a bit of a lose-lose situation in the sense that the way that the track listing runs is the order that it was released in, singles wise. Yeah. So you're not getting anything new until track 5, and by then you are hitting the two weakest. By no means are they bad, but you're then hitting the two weakest songs on the EP. So it does feel. I feel like I don't know how do you do that differently, because all the singles that were released were, I think, kind of showed different sides of the project at the right time.
Yeah.
But I also think the track listing does flow. It's just a shame that do you know what I mean? I just feel like you're kind of stuck in that like catch-22 of if you jumble up the track listing to give people something new on the first listen, you're maybe compromising the overall flow. So it's kind of whatever, I don't know. Not that really matters. I think the thing that I like the most about this is actually like the theming and the kind of lyrical thread throughout of kind of questioning faith and questioning life and all of those sort of really kind of tackling really existential questions.
Well, the artist had said, apparently that's what they go by, the artist or president, said in probably the same interview that you read, that the reason they wanted to do this project is because in previous because the sort of subject matter is like so kind of dark and sensitive and personal to themselves and their own upbringing and being around faith and stuff. So they wanted to have this kind of, I guess, slight anonymity. I mean, there's always he was. I think he wasn't naive enough to be like, oh, people won't know who I am, because it's still it's quite easy to figure out.
But I think.
But yeah, that's the purpose of the anonymity and everything, and undertaking this new project is so that they can finally write about the kind of themes that are really personal to them.
I think the anonymity serves this project in its creation, not in its execution.
Yeah,
like
agreed.
The point is that he was able to get into that head, like you said, he's able to get into that headspace to actually write this and be comfortable enough to do it. Mm-hmm. And you know, I mean, let's talk about the obvious, is like the Sleep Token comparison that's going to come up. And I think that's fine. Sleep Token are one of the most popular and listened to and most exciting bands of our current generation. And if someone is going to take influence from that and do it this well, that's not a problem. Do you know what I mean? Everyone wanted to sound like Metallica at the time. Everyone wanted to sound like Slipknot at the time. Like that is just part and parcel of being the most popular band in your
But also,
genre.
this EP is diverse enough.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think that's one of the comparisons that people give to Sleep Token, because Sleep Token is diverse.
Mm.
People say this sounds like Sleep Token, but
Yeah.
how can it sound like a specific band if it's as diverse as this EP is? Is what I'd say.
On that point, I do feel like any one of the songs on this record, you could easily picture Vessel's vocals on.
Yeah.
That's where I think that
Yeah, I
you
think
can
you could
draw that
probably,
comparison with it. It's like, yes, there's like diversity that's different, but I still think like the range of it, I'd say Sleep Token have a bigger diversity, and let's say it's like that. I would say for President, it's maybe a bit more like that. That's where I think it
Sure.
fits within. It kind of fits within that range.
For audio listeners, he's made his hands wider for Sleep Token and narrower for
slightly narrower for President.
And like I say, yeah, I feel like on that point anyway, while we're on it, I feel like I could listen to this EP and any one of those songs I could see being on one of the last two Sleep Token albums, and I can picture Vessel's vocals on there.
But you know what? If I was the artist, I'd take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, if you think these songs could go on a Sleep Token album, then in my eyes, that means they're great songs. I know you might disagree with that, James, but
I would say, like, staying with that comparison with it, I do see it a hell of a lot. This is like better, way better than Arcadia in terms of if we're really going to start making these comparisons.
be careful, James.
Oh no, come at me in the comments. I don't care. I didn't enjoy that. If you're kind of going on the sound of that genre or variety that you have within those two artists, I think this is executed way better and much more appealing for my music taste. However, yeah, for this, it's still maybe because of the comparisons with Sleep Token, I pull back on this a little bit more. And kind of after that album this year, after the download performance, where I've kind of realized it's not really for me anymore. I kind of did have those like preconceptions going into this and listening to it. Fully able to admit that. I do think I agree with you. It's very front heavy in terms of how it is. The last two songs just really, to me, did not land. Incredibly catchy moments.
Yeah, I think the choruses on this EP really saw.
Yep.
And I think a lot of people will be critical of the vocal effects. To be fair, I don't think I'd want, if they did a full length. If they do go on to do a full length album, I don't think I would personally want those kind of vocal effects throughout the whole thing. But I think where it serves really well is it feels a bit sort of understated and like mellow through the verses and stuff, and almost a bit mumbly at times.
Yeah.
But then in the choruses, his
Soars.
voice really soars, and like the vocal melody and stuff is just immediately catchy, which is something I experienced during their set download as well. Of like only one song was released at the time, but by the end of each song, I felt like I knew the chorus. On the subject of comparison as well, like Alex touched on at the start, just enjoy it. Like, this is clearly just someone that's worked on previous musical projects that wanted a new outlet. They're clearly like a very creative person. They've built this whole like visual identity and this whole almost lore and stuff around everything. All the music videos are like really creatively done.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of different stylistic choices throughout this. Like, there's kind of almost lo-fi beats at one point as well. I think even us like reviewing it now is overthinking what this EP is.
Yeah.
EP's purpose is. It's just someone that's been in the music scene for a long time, wanting just a different creative output and wanting to, and like this is the way it just happens to have come out.
I think it is a really solid introduction for them as a band, and like if you're kind of going down that route with it perfectly shows off kind of everything they're capable with, but also still manages to kind of tease where future music could go down, and also that unpredictability and variance within the music makes you wonder and already think, okay, what kind of sound will they develop into as they progress throughout the career, which I think is a really interesting thing. Obviously, like you're going to get all the comparisons, so it feels like everyone just jumps way ahead, and because of them being given kind of such notability and status already for a band this young, people are advancing on discussions so quickly on it. Whether you think or don't think they should be a headline band off one EP of 6 songs, I think that's still a fair discussion to be having. However, this is an introduction to it, and if it's for you, it's for you. If it's not, it's not.
It's difficult though, that discussion, because in terms of quality, they're definitely like worthy of doing headline shows and things.
Mhm.
It's just they haven't got the quantity yet. They haven't got the catalogue, in my opinion, to be
I
doing
completely
headline
agree.
shows. But you
A
know what?
40-minute set isn't enough.
They are doing headline shows and they're selling them all out. So fair play.
Any final thoughts?
I think one final thought, and it almost contradicts what I said about just enjoy it, but I was more excited about this project before they released any music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like all the little teaser videos and stuff, like building up to it, I was like, this is so sick. And they released In the Name of the Father, and I was like, this is a sick song, but like it's not quite the level I was expecting.
Interesting.
Which is why I make the point of you've got to take a step back and be like, and just see it for what it is. Which, like I said, is just a guy wanting a creative output and wanting a way to put out these themes and write this kind of music, which I think is awesome. And I really like this EP, and I'm excited to see what the future of this project holds.
Final review. We've got the new album from Dying Wish, Flesh Stays Together. I was trying to explain this band to a mate recently, and it was kind of hard to, I think, place them in a genre. And I think, like, listening to this, you really kind of get almost melodic deathcore.
Disagree. I describe this band in 3 words.
Go on.
Sick as fuck.
But I feel like
the 3 genres.
Sick as fuck. But I feel like after listening to this in particular, it feels like front runners of something new for me, of like more melodic deathcore, because you're getting so much of those heavy elements. Yet I feel like with this album, you're seeing Dying Wish also at their most diverse. There's a lot more exploration in kind of sounds with I'm trying to remember the songs. I think it was Moments I Regret, and also with the title track Flesh Stays Together, you're hearing so much more of Emma really kind of putting on her sung vocals. But then you're getting things like Empty the Chamber, where you're just getting unrelenting heaviness. And I think with that, in this release as its whole, you're seeing Dying Wish.
That was me emptying the chamber.
That's you emptying the chamber. Nice one. I think you're seeing Dying Wish finding their identity. And I think that's kind of one of the most definitive points of listening to this album. It was one that flowed well for me. Production, I think, was fantastic. Drum sounds, especially cymbals, was gorgeous and a really nice mix. But it really felt like a defining moment for this band, who have been notable for a while. But this is them kind of really planting their boots in the ground of being like, this is us.
Yeah, I think the diversity paired with the track listing being spot on and the pacing being brilliant on this album is what makes it really good. And like James says, really shows their identity a bit more. It's so easy with this kind of genre and bands that can do so many things this well to have heavy songs with the first like 4 or 5 tracks, and then maybe the token softer song sort of whacked in the middle or towards the end, and then go back to heavy, and then have like a mix of like with a bit more of a melodic outro track. Like that would be like the easy blueprint for this kind of album.
Yeah.
But even though this album jumps all over the place and does all these different things and has all these different clear influences and everything, it still feels like it flows so well and paces itself so well, has the heavy bits in the right places, has like the clean vocals in the right places. Reminds me a lot of some of Harriet stuff at times, particularly with the vocals, where like Debbie and Harriet can be like absolutely wailing 1 minute and then doing these really elegant floaty vocals the next. It's exactly the same on this album, which is absolutely brilliant. And I really like the intro track as well, where it's kind of, again, like kind of floaty, gentle vocals, but in the background you can hear that ominous chugging, and it's almost like
Doom is impending.
know that something is coming. It's almost like a gentle stroke of the inner thigh of like, oh, okay,
this is about to happen.
Something might be about to happen here, and it happened.
Yep. I don't think someone was a fan.
Oh no.
Oh, discuss.
Well, I just want to say, at the top, this album is fantastic, and I love it. I really enjoy it. It flows really well. It's paced really well. The songs all sound sick.
But
However, where I disagree is actually I think this is a bit of a ever so slight loss of identity for Dying Wish. I think the thing that really was their bread and butter was riffs for days. Being all fucking twiddly and do you know what I mean? Like proper
That's
metalcore
a fair
shit.
point. There
Proper
are-
metalcore shit.
It's not as riffy.
This one sort of substitutes chugs for riffs. I think too much. Look, I'm not here to dispute it. A chuggy breakdown is a chuggy breakdown. I'm going to enjoy it regardless.
what makes a
But
chug, what makes
what
a
I
riff?
like, I, you know what makes a chug and what makes a riff. Well, this is not school. I don't need to explain that to you. And you should know what makes a chug and what makes a riff. But I think
Answers in the comments. When
I
is a
think,
chug a chug? When is a chug a riff?
some of the more interesting parts of their previous work has been like the expansive use of the entire neck of the guitar. And I feel like that's been somewhat traded in for more simplistic songwriting, maybe. Effective. I'm not saying it's bad by any means, but it's not the reason I initially fell in love with Dying Wish. I loved them because they had like a throwback
Dying riff.
kind of Dying Riff's nice. They had like a kind of throwback nostalgic element to them, but they had all the new stuff going on, and I prefer that. Sorry. Summary is probably that in previous Dying Wish albums, I think there are more standout, identifiable, this is a fucking banger moment.
I think that's fair.
And
Yeah,
I think,
that's fair.
however, I think this probably does work better as a fuller body of work.
Yeah.
Completely
I
agree.
would probably, I
Completely
think
agree.
this is a full album, is their best full album.
Mm-hmm.
But I think as far as standout songs go, I think there's stuff across their previous catalogue that
Yeah,
probably
I
that
think
stands
I
out
agree with you
more
on
to
that.
me.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe the point I'm trying to get at is I've enjoyed this album a lot start to finish, but there's nothing really that, like, I'm not ever picking up my phone and going, fucking hell, I need to make a note of this song.
Really?
Whereas I think I was doing that a lot more on their previous stuff.
There's a couple for me.
That might also maybe be due to I wasn't paying attention to the singles for this as they were coming out, whereas I was in previous years.
Agreed.
So that's probably got an so I'm aware that's probably got an influence. It's still probably a top 5 album of the year.
Mm.
So all that to say, it's still a
It's
banger.
great.
It is still really good.
Well, it just shows how highly you rate their previous work as well.
Mm.
Really.
Yeah,
If anything.
I think they're a fantastic band.
There we go.
Just interesting. I think some of the productions, I again, I like the fact that their older stuff has a lot more of a rawness to it, whereas this one is a Putney piece, which is great. Will Putney's great, but I think there's a slight cleanness to it or a polishedness to it that maybe doesn't benefit Dying Wish.
Let us know down
That's
below
just
your
me.
thoughts. Do you agree with Alex? You got a different opinion?
I do think we should go to the Malevolence tour though. Them, Dying Wish and Speed. Are you joking me?
When is that?
Really soon, November.
Shit, we probably should look at that.
Shit.
But we'll get on to gigs in a
Who's
bit.
promoting it?
We'll get on to gigs in a bit. First of all, we've got some new releases that are coming up. And I want to know what you're excited by.
Taylor Swift, The Life of a Showgirl.
Aside from that,
Cheers.
we've got Orbit Culture with Death Above Life. We've got Dayseeker with Creature in the Black Night. The Acacia Strain, You Are Safe from God Here. Taylor Swift, Life of a Showgirl, as you mentioned, which I know you're probably most looking forward to.
Miss Swift.
And Thrice with Horizons West. What are you always most looking forward to, aside from Taylor Swift?
You know what? I loved the previous Thrice album, and this is obviously like a sequel to it.
Mhm.
So I'm really intrigued as to how it's going to sound. Very excited for that.
All right.
Well, Dayseeker, I think, if we're going to keep it alternative. But I think it is interesting to note that there's not been a single yet for the Taylor Swift album. And I think that is actually interesting because why would she? Why is she not doing that? Do you know what I mean?
Deathcore album.
If it's a deathcore album, I'll lose my mind. If it's in any way remotely heavy, I'll go crazy. I mean, it won't be.
What are the odds?
0. Absolutely 0. Have you seen the artwork? If it's
No,
heavy,
I'm gonna
if
be
it's
honest,
heavy
I
based
haven't.
on the promotional material, this will be the greatest moment of my life.
This will be the greatest moment of your life.
No, as in me listening to the album will be the greatest moment of my life.
Okay. Fair enough. I think between Dayseeker and Orbit Culture, after that Dayseeker single that we talked about earlier on, very intrigued. Orbit Culture, seen them live before. Bits and pieces that I've heard, have really enjoyed. Felt like this would be a nice chance to actually like delve into their music a little bit more.
I'll mention the Acacia Strain as well. Like,
Yeah.
I don't delve into deathcore that much, but I think they always do something really interesting.
I do want to give that a good listen. Like when I saw them live right at the start of the year on the Paleface Swiss tour, and I was really, really impressed. But I've never really gone back and delved into their music that much. So I think this would be, again, a lovely opportunity to do that. So,
like, I still revisit those, like that pair of albums they did once, where one of them was like a prog deathcore album, and then the other one was a straight up hardcore album. I love both of those.
Those two.
It was Slow Decay and something else.
Just one next to I just see Alex's playlist.
I think it had like a dying deer on it or something.
Acacia
Or a
Strain.
sparrow.
Was I
the one, Step Into
living
the
under
Light.
a fucking rock at this?
Step Into the Light.
Oh no, maybe it was
No,
Slow
2020.
Decay.
Oh no.
That's it, yeah. Step Into the Light and Failure Will Follow.
Mm.
So that pair of albums was fucking sick. Slow Decay was awesome as well.
I think you recommended me that.
Yeah, I think I probably did.
When you said that you saw them at Paleface Swiss at the start of the year, just kind of made me realise how long this year has been.
It's been a very long year.
Not December, October tomorrow.
It is.
That feels awful, doesn't it?
Spooky.
A gig. I don't know where I was going with
To
that.
gig or not to gig?
To gig or not to gig?
That is a question. Alex, did you gig in the past 2 weeks?
No, did not.
Dan, did you gig in the past 2
I
weeks?
don't think I did.
I gigged in the past 2 weeks.
Tell us then.
What did you gig? Where did you gig? Will you wear gig?
I gigged.
Very good.
Went to Wembley Arena. Went to go and see Pierce the Veil on their headline tour. There was support from Cave Town, Hot Mulligan, and Crawlers.
Did you catch all the supports?
Watched all of the support.
What did you make of Cave Town?
Right, so in general, wasn't a fan of all three supports.
General wasn't a fan of all three supports.
The
Not Hot Mulligan.
No, I'll get to it. I don't know. I even said in the vlog, you two are going to hate me for it with it. I feel like...
It's going to be the vocals, isn't it?
No. All three of the bands felt like they should have kind of been on their own different lineup. There was a very much a massive change in energy, stage presence, just kind of general feeling in the crowd and in the air as soon as those three sets had finished and then Pierce the Veil came on. There was such a stark difference in energy in the room, and it just felt like I was at two different gigs. Crawlers, they were on as we literally walked in. They sounded all right. I'd never listened to them before. It was like, okay, first band on the bill, this is okay. Then it was Hot Mulligan. I thought they sounded okay, but it just felt a little bit dead, to be honest. People weren't into it. It just didn't really feel fun, interesting, exciting. Didn't really enjoy it, if I'm honest.
That's a failure of the crowd.
Also, sound wasn't 100% with them.
That's a failure of the venue.
No, man, that's just what they sound like. I say that as a Hot Mulligan fan, by the way.
Cave Town.
That's just what they sound like.
Cave Town was interesting because that really brought it down. Because it felt like it just all of a sudden went extremely depressing.
Yeah,
and
I would have wanted Cave Town on earlier.
What's their vibe?
Like kind of summery ukulele singer-songwriter kind of thing.
Also very depressing.
Well, like Noah and the Whale?
Not quite that kind of vibe,
okay.
but
yeah,
Florence
you'll
and the
recognise
Machine.
them.
They've got a couple of songs on
Kind of.
TikTok.
Oh.
I don't know what they are, but like Tiger
kind
was
of just
singing
like
on some of them.
emo acoustic-y. Gives very summer vibes. Rex Orange County
What are you looking for?
kind of stuff.
Okay.
Interested.
So yeah, like those three supports, It just really just felt like two different gigs in particular anyway. Like I say, then as soon as Pierce Vale came on, it felt like a very much headline worthy performance. I've never been like the biggest fan or listened to them that much. This was kind of partly like a birthday present for Tiger because he hadn't seen them before, and I was like, let's go. And so I've been listening to them a lot recently, and to be honest, like started to get into a lot of the music. Watching them live, they were extremely polished. The production was phenomenal, and very much from what I've been saying recently of thinking, I know we've now had the announcement, we're going to talk about it, but I think they would have been and are like slam dunk headline worthy. They have the catalogue there. The production was there. The energy on stage, everyone on there looked like they were constantly throughout the gig just having the time of their life. And I think when you can see that in artists on stage, when you're seeing them, it feeds back into the crowd. And there was that kind of mutual just high energy enjoyment throughout their set. And it was a long set, but it just felt like it flew by. I was really thoroughly impressed with how well they sounded. It kind of really like opened my eyes to it, and really, really enjoyed the gig, to be honest. It was a lot of fun. Not my usual kind of gig, but really, really enjoyed it. And I would see them again. So I surprised myself with that.
Well, I'll say this. Every word you said was a surprise to me.
Surprised me as well.
I just perused their set list. Decent.
It was a very good set list. Really, really enjoyable. Go watch the vlog now. We got any gigs coming up?
Which you'll struggle to find on the channel because it's currently billed as
mystery
vlog.
gig. At this point, it may have changed, but now you can go back there and see it. Any gigs
I went.
coming up?
No, I did go to the British Open in Cheltenham for the snooker. Anyone cares?
Who were the supports?
Lineup has been announced for Slam Dunk 20th anniversary
It's on
in
the screen now
2026.
for
There's
the
that lineup.
Visual viewers.
You thought festival season was over, but it just
It
Wow,
is.
technically
when
it is.
one festival season closes, another one opens up. We have our first announcement for a festival for 2026. By golly gosh, it's an interesting one because it is
the
Slam
same as
Dunk.
it was 10 years ago.
Let's start with first things first.
Charlotte.
The headline, Good
Headline.
Charlotte. I think I
It's one that many had predicted.
predicted this.
I think I did as well.
I think
I don't want to claim the glory. I'm not entirely sure,
We can
but
share the glory.
I want to say I've seen.
I love it.
This is their first UK appearance since like 2019 or something.
I don't know.
European exclusive as well.
Yep.
I think this is great. Some people online are not happy about it.
I think it's fine.
But I think you're a big
I think-
bozo if you think that.
I think it's okay. It's not.
It's the expectation.
It's not a headline that I want to go and see.
I think because everyone thought it was going to be Fallout Boy.
Mm.
Well, everyone's stupid then, aren't they?
Yeah, maybe.
I'd be real. If you thought Fallout Boy were going to do Slam Dunk, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. You're living in a fantasy.
I think apart from like the big songs, they've never been a band I'd necessarily like hugely listen to. I think they are definitely obviously the caliber that you can have to headline Slam Dunk, especially in a massive anniversary year. Will be interesting to see when we get round to it eventually, and we'll talk about it in a bit, is who could be opposite them on the heavy stage. That will probably be much more my kind of jam. But I think as European exclusive,
Probably
that's a
the
really
sort
good
of
get.
band where if you went, you might get your teeth knocked loose.
Oh,
But we'll get to that in a bit.
loose lips there.
Do either of you boys know Sublime?
I don't practice Santeria.
Bap,
I ain't got no crystal ball.
bap,
I'm guessing.
Well,
that-
I had $1 million, but
bap.
I spent it all. That's all I know.
I'm guessing by this.
No, I've never heard of them.
Are they going through the Dad Crash headliners? Do we reckon?
Yeah, I should imagine so. But great booking. Really great, interesting booking.
Yeah.
UK,
Fair enough.
UK debut.
First ever UK show. No,
What? But does that... Because as my knowledge of this band is pretty limited, but I'm pretty sure the original singer passed away and his son now sings for
I
them.
think you're right.
I think
yeah.
I've
So
seen that as well.
when they say first UK show, do they mean
No,
ever?
I think
Or do they
first
mean
ever
of
UK
this
show.
iteration?
This is the first ever UK show.
Well, that's bloody bonkers.
I just don't think they tour very often.
Fair
They
enough.
don't play a lot of shows.
Listen, crack on. I probably will miss it based on the clashes, but I'm fair enough.
Do you want another exclusive that they got?
Give it to
Taking
me.
Back Sunday.
This is great. I think they
Is it an exclusive, or is
It
it
is.
just that this set
It's a
is an
UK exclusive anniversary set,
Okay.
celebrating 20 years of Louder Now. So this again, like they are pulling out the stops for this and putting kind of things out there that you're only going to see at Slam Dunk next year.
And you know what? I've said it in the trees vlog. They're fine.
Hmm?
Like everyone says that they're like the worst live band in the world, but they're all right.
We have a slew of other bands, but tell me who excites you on the lineup?
well,
Great question.
great question, James. I'm so glad you asked.
I mean, for me, it's lower down. I mean, it often is for Slam Dunk Festival. President, I think, are going to be at every festival ever this summer. Apart from Download, probably. I think Unpeople being on there is awesome. I think it's their first Slam Dunk appearance, so that's going to be great. The home team, I don't think they come to the UK too often, so they're going to be great to see. Really like their music. That's about all I've got.
Ali?
Well, you've stolen a lot of mine, but I will also say that the Menzingers is a good booking.
Absolutely.
That's fun.
Yeah, I miss them.
Canspats are always fun live, always. So I think that's going to be really good. Broadside is one that's really going under the radar, I think, because I fucking love that band. Their album Old Bones is like maybe 10 years old, and I was bloody obsessed with it. So this is the first time I'll ever get the chance to see them, and I will be there with bells on.
The big one for me is Barry Tomorrow.
I thought you would say so.
Yeah.
Slam Dunk is where I really kind of discovered them, to be honest. I'd always heard the name, listened to bits and pieces, but it was back in 2021, that September Slam Dunk out of the pandemic. It was Waiting for the While She Sleeps set where they had it in, I think it was the Monster stage back then, where they had it at opposite ends. And wanting to get a good spot for sleep, so went in early and Barry Tomorrow on the opposite side. And I remember me and Ruben stood there watching it and being like, oh, this is really good. And since then, I've really spent time listening to them, become a big fan, seen them multiple times. Every time I've seen them, they've put on an absolutely incredible live show. Very excited to see this set. However, I wouldn't say they're big enough for the headline spot on the heavy stage. So what's going to be interesting is who's going to take that spot above.
Don't knock them.
Don't knock them.
Yeah.
Yeah, something about loose.
Yeah.
Well, let's just talk about
Let's
it.
do it.
Good Charlotte's admin had a little boo-boo and posted a version of the poster that said that Not Loose would be there. Now, we can't
No,
confirm.
we're not saying that they
we
are
can't
going to be
confirm
there.
or deny if they are going to be there, but
Would be nice though.
Would be nice.
would be very nice.
That'd be cool.
That'd be a very
Pretty cool.
interesting get for Slam Dunk. And I would have thought, if I put my money on it, I would have thought Not Loose at Download would have been my prediction. However, now this has come out, this kind of leak, whether it's actually true or not, because obviously it wasn't put on the official release for it. Maybe it's going to be in the next announcement. We'll see when it comes out. But that would be an incredible set to headline the heavy stage of Slam Dunk in particular next year. I think that'd be phenomenal.
Anyone else that we'd like to see in the follow-up announcement?
Great question, Dan. I'm so glad you asked. I would like to see the following bands: Bill Murray, This Wild Life, the All American Rejects, The Main. For me, when I think about Slam Dunk, I kind of view their lineup with a different lens to the rest of the UK festivals that we have. I feel like Slam Dunk the point is to lean into like the elder emo audience. So I think you've already done it with Good Charlotte. I think throwing like the All American Rejects in there is they were so much fun the other year. The Main, I've said before, it was the most fun I've ever had at Slam Dunk watching a band. I think This Wild Life are a band that fits the lineup really, really well and offers, despite being within the alternative scene, they offer variety against, like a stage that could be full of pop punk bands. Like if you put them on the Key Club, delightful, mid-afternoon, just a, nice little sort of respite for people.
I mean, the fact that some of the big names on this lineup could have been a Slam Dunk lineup 10 or 15 years ago was kind of suggestive of what kind of audience they're trying to appeal to.
Yeah.
And the amount of like exclusives and like album anniversary sets that Slam Dunk have booked the past couple of years, again, kind of taps into that nostalgia kind of feeling, doesn't it?
Any bands that you're thinking of that you'd like to see on this
You
lineup?
know what? It seems obvious coming from me, and I know they're doing a couple of UK shows in January, but I think we're overdue what the Wonder Years at
We
Slam
are
Dunk, aren't
overdue.
we?
The Wonder Years.
They seem to do it every other year. They weren't
Yeah.
there last year, so why not come back again this year? They're
Yeah.
doing a tour again. Like, I think only 3 dates in January next year to celebrate the 10th anniversary of No Closer to Heaven. So why not a No Closer to Heaven anniversary set at Slam Dunk as well?
It could happen. I think for me it does come down to the realm of like some heavier bands, and there's a kind of a few on the top of my head that I think could be viable to be there. I think Loathe could be interesting. I think as they play Download this year, with obviously we've only had Gifted Every Strength, but surely we're getting more new Loathe soon. I could see that being a fairly big set at Slam Dunk on the heavy stage. I think that would be interesting. Black Gold. I think they would fit on a Slam Dunk lineup really, really well.
Oh yeah, cracking
I think
shout.
that would be really, really interesting to see.
Cracking shout.
I would like to see some hardcore representation, and I think an interesting
Hmm.
one for Slam Dunk to book would be Speed.
Oh baby.
I think that would be very interesting,
Yeah,
and I think
considering
that would fit
I'd imagine bridges have probably been burnt with Live Nation for Speed.
with all
so
the Download stuff a
I
few
think
years
if
ago.
they're going to play a UK festival,
I think,
Well, same goes
it's
for
going to be
Dying
an
Wish
independent one, isn't
and
it?
Dying Wish and Scowl.
yep.
Someone else dropped out, didn't
Which
they?
female?
And
Zulu.
Scowl played Slam Dunk this year, just gone, didn't they?
Yeah, they did. They were
Part of the Key Club
hamstrung by
S.
the awful Key Club organisation.
Oh, maybe they deserve a return then.
They deserve some redemption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm trying to look at this year gone and look at bands within the heavy stages, like you saw Graphic Nature in there. I'm trying to think these level bands, and I think based on the album that's come out, new music, I'd like to see Lover's Noise
Oh,
at Slam Dunk. I think
yes.
that would be really interesting.
absolutely.
I think there's a lot of potential here, and I think purposeful or not, holding back on a lot of the heavier bands on this initial lineup, I find very interesting. I feel like the second one is going to kind of fill those gaps a hell of a lot more. This kind of lineup, I would say, kind of appeals much more to the throwback, the older Slam Dunk crowd. And I think like that's a massive part of that with this 20th anniversary. However, I think there is going to be a lot of new blood coming in as well to create that balance. And that's, to me, is where a lot of the intrigue comes in of who's going to be there maybe for the first time and in this big celebration.
I've got 2 more thoughts. Haven't seen Pup at a UK festival for a couple of years.
Last time at Trees? Was it them?
Download, I think.
Download.
Would love to see them come back and do some UK festivals. They've done a couple of UK tours since, but haven't seen them at a festival for a while. Also, wonder where Holding Absence are going to turn up next year.
Oh, that's a very good shout.
Come on, boys. Wake up.
Where are
Come
you?
on.
Come on.
Get off your ass.
We haven't had a UK tour in a while.
Let's do something.
I feel like new music's being cooked up.
Yeah, I mean, it's already 2 years since the last album, is it not?
Back
It
to work.
feels like
Yeah, back.
play soon.
You missed that absence.
I missed that absence.
No, their absence is
being held right now.
being held.
Withheld.
We are holding your absence.
Who upholding their absence?
Who upholding their absence?
I am.
I'm
I'm
A
waiting.
final thought from me. Is that the Key Club stage, or sometimes the Crowing stage, kind of interchangeable, but they are both really good at showcasing like the up and coming talent from the UK scene specifically. And with that in mind, I think a few bands or artists to throw in would be Evil, who were on Burn It Down's lineup this year,
And Trees.
and Trees as well, who were really cool. Knives would be sick.
Yep.
Native James, and then Froze Mode.
Well, that'd be interesting.
Froze Mode at Slam Dunk would be really, really fun. They were the best set at Burn It Down.
With that in mind, actually, I'd like to see Jet Ski on the Slam Dunk lineup.
Hell yeah.
They're from Yorkshire as well, so there should be a Slam Dunk connection there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you feel like Yorkshire pop punk band. Yeah, they're going to play Slam Dunk.
Bound to happen at some point.
So make it happen.
Oh,
It should be
and
there.
Static Dress would be nice.
Hmm.
I'm just thinking about the Burn It Down.
That'd be
one.
nice, wouldn't it?
Let us know down below who you think and want to see on the Slam Dunk lineup in addition to what we've already got out there. Like the video, subscribe, all that stuff. But before we finish, we've got Ragamuffin FM, haven't we, Ali?
What the hell is Ragamuffin FM? I'm so glad you asked. That is a playlist that we update every 2 weeks along with this podcast. and it's just each of us pick 5 songs that we're absolutely loving right now, pumping loud.
Pumping loud.
Right,
Pumping loud.
If you want to know what that means, ask your mum.
Yeah, ask your mum. What we're going to do now is spotlight one song each from our picks, just to give you a little taste of what the playlist has to offer.
Dan, have you got something you've been pumping out loud?
I'm pumping Cardinals. That seems like it's some kind of blasphemy to say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I'm going to pick is Cardinals by the Wonder Years. Obviously, the announcement now of the 10-year anniversary of No Closer to Heaven. I feel like I've got to pick my favourite song from that album. It's probably my favourite Wonder Years song as well, actually. So, there you go.
There you go.
Have that.
Alex, what have you been pumping loud?
I'm going to be pumping loud. I'll Find the Dark by Varials. You know, the phrase "we are so back" is thrown around hither and to quite a lot nowadays, but
You should have heard the last podcast.
we were very liberal with being back in the last.
Did you really say we were throwing it back?
Fuck's sake.
My spotlight song is
Pumping it loud and throwing it back. Those are 2 of your playlists, aren't they?
Varials have a new singer and he's fucking great. We can all forget about the album that came out, the most recent one, and just move on. And this one's a banger, so listen to it.
There's a tour announced next year that I really want to get tickets for, which is Counterparts. And so I've been listening to some of the old Counterpart stuff again. I'm going to choose Bound to the Burn. Solid track. That's what I'm pumping loud.
Yeah?
Let us know what you're pumping loud in the comments below.
The best bit is that now we've continued this. That
Is
has
I
to
can't-
stay
I
in.
can't cut it out now.
Festival vlogs all done now. Go watch them. Interviews to Burn It Down. There's a couple out already. There's a few more to come. So
One
see
with
those
Jules
as well.
already.
Jules.
There's more to come.
We've got Knives. We've got Mouth Culture. We've got Love Is Noise, and we've got Split Chain. So watch all of those. Some great chats, and thanks to all of them for giving us their time. It's much appreciated. As festival season's now done, gig vlogs are going to be coming. Like I said, there's been a few that will be out post-festival season. Some we're looking at booking, some we have got booked coming up. So you want to stay tuned with that. Follow us on all our socials, Ragamuffin666, to keep up to date with different things. You can join the Ragamuffin Club via the link in the description. It's a free Facebook community because sometimes having a chat about new things, YouTube comments just doesn't quite do it justice.
You should still comment, though.
You should still comment, but come join the Ragamuffin Club. It's free. Lovely group of people in there, and we all just love talking about music with each other.
Let's just wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Hey,